All right, welcome everybody. Let's do this. Lesson 31, day 2. Okay, let's take a look at the first part. It's saying sketch the graph of the circle with an equation of x squared plus y squared equals 9. So from our last lesson, and in case if you need it, what does this represent here? Remember, the equation of a circle is represented just like this, where it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where hk is the center and r is the radius. So visually, for homework or last class, you were able to draw a visual for this. So how would you draw this? Notice, let me zoom in a little bit. Okie dokie. Here we go. So here, where is the center of your circle? Over here, it should be 0, 0, right? And what's the radius? It's 3. So then how will you actually draw this circle? Notice you go to the center over here, and you just go, this is the center, then you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 left, and 1, 2, 3 down, right? And this is our circle, okay? Now, how do we draw the next equation over here? Y equals 2. Y equals 2 is just a horizontal line at y equals 2. Okay? So here, I'm sorry. It's just a horizontal line at y equals 2. So notice that this is our y, this is the y-axis, right? So this is y is 0, y is 1, y is 2. So then here we're just drawing a horizontal line just like this, okay? And what do you notice? That there are 2 intersection points. There's one here and there's one there. So here there has to be 2 solutions because we have 2 intersection points between the line and the circle, okay? What about the next one? What will happen if we have the same equation, right? X squared plus y squared equals 9. So let's see. Same idea, right? So this is the center. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for the radius of the circle. Okay, so this is our circle. Same thing as the one above, right? And now what happens here? Let's draw our line y equals 3. So this should be 1, 2, 3, and then bam. This is the circle and the line. And notice that there is 1 intersection point, so there should be 1 solution, okay? Now, what is the solution for this? Notice that when x is 0, y is 3, because that is the intersection point. This point over here is 0, 3. What about this one over here? What is this intersection point? I guess it's, let's see, it's 2, 2, right? So it's like x equals 2, y equals 2, and the other one is x equals -2 and y equals 2, okay? But this isn't perfect, right? I'm not 100% sure. But that's the idea, that there has to be 2 solutions. Here, there has to be 1 solution. And let's take a look at the next one. Same idea. X squared plus y squared equals 9. What I want you to do is try and draw it on yourself, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is our circle. And now we have the equation y equals 4. And here, this should be 1, 2, 3, 4. And here, there are no intersection points, so we have 0 solutions. Okay. That's the visual understanding of what's going on. Now here, let's go to the next page where we actually have to try and solve some sort of system. Here, we have a system of equation, right? Now, what we want to do is solve for x and y if it's possible. But before we even do anything, you have to ask yourself, visually, what is happening, right? What is happening here? Like, what kind of graph is over here? Right? Let's see. If I have x minus y equals 6, what is the visual for this? What does this have to look like? Visual. This will be a line. What is the visual for this? This will be a circle, Okay? Ask yourself, okay, so we know if this is a line and this is a circle. Ask yourself, what are all possible interactions between a circle and a line? And notice we discussed this last class, but either three things could happen, right? And we kind of just illustrated them here before. Either you're going to have a circle and a line hits it at 2 points, like this one. You're going to have a circle and it hits at 1 point, and we call that the tangent line. Or we're going to have a circle and it hits no points. So the question is, what's going on here? How do you know what the visual is, okay? Well, let's try and sketch it so we just have an idea, okay? Now, which is the easy one to draw for us right now? It should be this one, right? Like, how do you draw this circle? This is the center is 0, 0, and what's the radius? 5. So what do? You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the bottom. Okay, and here's our circle. Now, what does this line look like? Notice that if you have x minus y equals 6, you have to get y solo. Because how do you want to represent your equation of a line? You want it in y equals mx plus b. So how do you get this to look like some y equals mx plus b plus x, so negative y equals x plus 6. And then what do? Multiply both sides by negative 1. And then now you have y equals negative x minus 6. Okay? And what does this graph look like? It looks something like, well, let's see. Let's put it in. So y equals negative x plus 6. So negative x plus 6 graph. Okay? So notice that it intersects at 6 over here, and it kind of makes its way down, and it hits, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. Okay? So let's see. We don't know 100% if there's an intersection or not. Like this is not drawn to scale. Okay? So let's see what would happen if we try to find the solution. So the general idea is, let's say if we don't know anything about the pictures, and I just said, hey, what does x equal, what does y equal, if there is a solution? How could you actually solve this? The general strategy for this is isolate a variable in one equation, then plug that variable into another equation. So for example, if I have x minus y equals 6, and if I have x squared plus y squared equals 25, let's get one of the variables by itself. So usually what I do is, personally, I usually solve for x first, then I solve for y. So then here, how do you solve for x first? We're gonna get this y by itself. So notice we already kind of did this, right? Like, if I have x minus y equals 6, how do I get y by itself? We already did it. So we know that y is equal to negative x plus 6, okay? So now that we know that y is equal to negative x plus 6, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take this y equals negative x plus 6, and we're gonna plug it in to the other equation. So here, notice that if x squared plus y squared equals 25, anywhere I see y, I can put this in. So here you just have x squared plus parentheses negative x plus 6 squared equals 25. Okay? What I want you to do is, from here, try and, solve for x. All right, let's see what happens. Now, let's see. How would you continue this? So this is x squared plus, okay, well, how do you continue this? This is negative x plus 6. Negative x plus 6 equals 25. So then this is x squared plus, okay, so now you just have to FOIL, right? So negative x times negative x is x squared. Negative x times 6 is negative 6x. 6 times negative 6 times negative x is negative 6x. And 6 times 6 over here is 36. Equals 25. Okay, so now what happens? We have 2x squared minus 12x plus 36 equals 25. Okay, now how do you continue from here? What's the next part of your move? What's your next strategy? And we've done this recently. We want 0 on one side. And how do you know you want 0 on one side? Remember, if I have any x squared, we want 0 so we can factor. Okay, if possible. Okay, so this has to be solid, right? So let's get 0. So let's see, minus 25 minus 25. So I have 2x squared minus 12x plus 11 equals 0. Then how do you continue to factor this? So this will be a little weird because some of us haven't seen this in a while, but it looks like we have to do AC method. So from here, 2 times 11, this will be 2x squared minus 12x plus 22, I'm sorry, plus 11 equals 0. So we have to do AC method. Okay, so how do you do AC method? Let me pause the video and let me see something. I think probably by doing this, remember, there's probably no intersection point because it shouldn't give us something like this. Let me pause the video and try and solve this on my own before I continue. Hold on a second.